This is the Meaning Business Podcast, your go-to source for business tips, advice, growth, and exit strategies, hosted by Bruce Kudry and Peter Spinder. Each episode, we bring you real stories, expert insights, and practical advice to help you succeed in today's market. Let's dive in.
So I thought it'd be a good idea, end of the year, just to go back and have a quick look at what we've done, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we think we could do differently, and maybe even talk about what's coming.
Absolutely.
So for me, one of my favourite episodes was episode 5, which was, I think it was 5, which is called Job or Business. And it's quite funny for me looking at it now. We're recording the two of us, one microphone, sitting across from the camera. What are we going to talk about today, Pete?
We're going to have a chat about what's a job, what's a business. Are they the same thing? Are they different? If they're different, why? And we'll probably challenge you and your thinking, whether you're actually in a job, whether you're in a business, whether you're transitioning from one to the other.
Yeah. So might sound boring, but it could affect the business, your value, your lifestyle, and your future decisions a lot if you think about it.
This is actually really fundamental from my point of view. If you consider yourself to be an entrepreneur, if you want to build a business with value and you want to have staff and things like that, then you actually need to start thinking like a business owner and move away from the whole job mentality. But most often we start a business and we start it because we need a job. We need to make money. So in fact, we start as a job.
But I really like the content there. It wasn't maybe the most exciting thing, but to talk about the difference between how the value is affected, whether it's a job, whether you work in it, or it's a business and you don't work in it, I thought it was a good subject matter.
Absolutely. And I think the other part of it is that highlighting that sometimes you might think that you're in a business, but in fact it's a job. It's a glorified job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So getting people to understand that.
It could be a good job too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've sold heaps of business over the years. There was one guy had a pool cleaning business, making over $500,000 a year. It's a job.
It's not about gear.
Great job.
Yep.
You know, I think that's more money than the Prime Minister earns. So there's nothing wrong with a good job like that. It's just that, that podcast talks about how you can earn more if you take yourself out of the business, generally speaking. And
build a business.
It's a business, yeah.
Yep.
So what about you, Pete? You got any favourites?
I reckon the one that I liked I liked all of them, to be honest, but the cleaning forks and...
Yes, I like that one. Yes. That was a later one.
It was.
It says no dirty forks, actually.
No dirty forks. That's the one.
What I want everyone to do right now is imagine that you're going to go to a Michelin star restaurant. You're excited, you get ready, and you're going to dress up and all of that sort of stuff. Now imagine that you got to that restaurant, and imagine that you sit down and you order your food and whatever it might be, and you look down and there's a fork there that's dirty. It might have streaks on it, but it might actually have some food or something on it and it's dirty. Call the waiter over, or waitress, and you say, well, I've got a dirty fork. All embarrassed, they go off and they bring back a clean fork and they put it down in front of you. Okay. Now, imagine in that same scenario, one of three things happening. You eat your food, and at the end you think, wow, that food was fantastic. It was great food. Imagine now if you eat your food and you think, that didn't really meet my expectations. It was really underwhelming. Or imagine if you eat your food and you think, that was amazing. How innovative was that experience? Now, imagining these three different scenarios, what memories would you have with each one of these scenarios? What value would you place on the food in the restaurant? And most importantly, when you get home and your friends ask you, your family asks you, Bruce, how was it? Tell me about the restaurant. Knowing that it started with a dirty fork, what are you going to say? Now, I can pretty much bet, I'd bet on this, that most people would probably say, yeah, the food was amazing if it was amazing. If it was poor, they'd say, man, it really wasn't as, it was quite underwhelming. And if it was innovative, they might go, oh, wow, what an experience. But I can pretty much guarantee you, everyone would also say, you know what, though? I had to send a fork back right at the beginning. Can you imagine a Michelin star restaurant?
So the reason I like that is because it's just so relevant, not only to the business owners, but for me, like me as a person and anyone that works with me. They know that I'm a stickler for those little things. It's the little things, little micro things that I quite often look at.
Yeah.
The little nuance things, full stop here or comma there, or just a little pixel
Punctuation.
here or pixel there or punctuation. It's those little things that I look at.
So in that one, we looked at the ATV series on Netflix,
The
maybe.
Bear.
Not Net. Okay, The Bear.
It's on Disney.
Binge. Or Disney. Okay.
Disney. Yep.
And yeah, it's great. It was series 2 that we were looking at,
Yep.
and it was great. And there was also, was that the one where we?
No, that's series 1.
Yeah, series 1.
Series
That's right.
Yep.
Did we also look at the crab one?
Yeah, we
in
looked at the
that
crab
one?
one as
was
well.
was that in the No Dirty Forks?
Joe,
I think
was
it was
that
another one.
No Dirty Forks one? Might have been as well. Oh, we'll have to. We've done so many. I'm confused as I'm thinking we did the sports one as well. Yeah, but I like that one. And look, we'll do more in the future from The Bear because there's so many lessons that we can learn from it. In fact, the other one that I
You and your cooking
was
obsession.
Ted Lasso.
We did
Lasso.
Yes, it's got some great lessons.
Yes.
We're plagiarizing other people's shows. There's one coming up that we haven't released yet, where we talked to a guy named Hank de Jong.
That was good as well.
That is,
Hank is
I really like that one.
yes.
So
Hank, we're going to get back again, by the way.
yes,
Doing
love
another
getting
recording with
back.
him.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. It was really beneficial.
Yes.
And I like the ones where we talk about our mistakes. I'm really looking forward to next year getting Alex on. I want to try and get
that'll
Alex
be
on.
good.
What else we got coming in the pipeline?
Well, we're discussing at the moment an interesting one. We're sort of debating. Should I mention it?
Go on. Yeah.
We're debating whether we're going to do some cooking while we're talking about business. So I was sort of thinking about
that idea. Yes.
something different.
Yeah.
And look, the other thing we're throwing around is whether we're going to run some competitions, get some things happening out
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
doing some giveaways and getting some partner businesses on board, and throwing some ideas out there at
Yeah.
the moment.
So one thing that I'd like to do, and we might wrap it up in a minute, is this is just a short one, is I'd like to get much more engagement from people and their feedback and comments, particularly if you don't agree with what we're saying. Now, I know there's business brokers that watch this podcast, and they probably don't agree with some of the things that I say. And if that's the case, let's talk about it. I'd love to discuss it.
Absolutely.
My view is not always right. I understand that.
Yeah,
So that's-
and that's the thing. That this is our perception and our view. Now, if you've got a different view, we'd love to hear it. Obviously, if you're going to challenge us, let's do it in a constructive way.
yeah, I'd love to.
Don't tell me that my hair's off or whatever. Or maybe tell me. I don't care. Let's just talk about hair. Let's do it constructively.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, there's something that I think I really enjoyed is the growth in the series over the months, and we've
Yeah.
up to 30 plus episodes, and
Yeah.
we can see from beginning to where we're at now. Certainly, we were a lot more confident. We've got a lot more sort of just the
we're-
interaction between the two of us.
Yeah.
And having the guests on board, I've really enjoyed as well. Love having other people on board, getting their input, and
Yeah, we've got some good guests coming next year.
absolutely.
Ian,
Yep.
who we spoke
Ian
to.
Zolter, we've
Yep.
actually just finished recording his session. Kaylee Swift from No Borders. So we've got some really good engaging speakers.
Yeah.
And look, next year we're going to be certainly pushing the boundaries because we want to get some really good innovators and heavy hitters and some thought leaders
Yes.
coming in and having conversations with us.
Yeah, and we want to challenge people and challenge the normal perception of things as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right, well, it's been a great year. Thanks, Pete. I really enjoyed what
Thank you,
we've
Chris.
done.
We'll continue doing this.
We've got some good things in the pipeline, and look forward to what we come up with next year.
Absolutely. And I'm going to leave it with this one. If you're listening to us, watching this show or this podcast series, please tell the world about it. Share us on the socials, share us with your friends, talk to your friends about us, share the Meaning Business podcast with everybody out there.
Tell them it's crap if you think it's crap.
If you like, tell them to have a listen to this crappy podcast.
Who are these idiots? Yeah, share it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to get your feedback as well.